Hey, welcome back to Bobb-z Callahan's Word of Advice. And believe it or not, this is Word of Advice video number 99. Just one away from 100 already in this new series of Bobb-z Callahan's Word of Advice. Kind of feels like yesterday, and it's almost 12 months ago since I started the new series of Bobb-z Callahan's Word of Advice, and now here we are, up to video 100, and well, just a matter of time. But first we got to get through this video, number 99, and today's video is going to focus on the topic of rules. I know for some people out there, you may believe, and may have always believed, that rules are a good thing and they're necessary, and even though sometimes when we break a rule and we suffer consequences, we can realize that consequences can be good because they help us realize that we shouldn't break a rule. And I know there are also maybe some people out there who may be thinking to themselves that a lot of rules are just stupid and, you know, consequences are terrible, and that we really don't need rules in society, in life, and just about anything. If you were to ask me which side I take, I would very much believe that rules are necessary and they're a good thing, and that consequences should be a part of anybody's life if we break a rule. I would very much be on that side, because I very much believe that having rules will help keep things under more control, opposed to having no rules, and that gives an event or anything in life a better chance of going out of control. You know, say for example, if you are helping to run an event like I did, an after-school program which involved middle schoolers, and you were somebody to help keep things under control. I know one rule which would be a part of this is to respect other people. You know, having a rule like that helps anybody out because, number one, if you have respect, then that'll help people be nicer. And also, if you have respect, then that means that, you know, if you have that rule, then that'll make it less likely that somebody's feelings will be hurt. You know, having a rule such as that at certain programs could really help keep things under control and keep people happier. But also, before I get onto the example of another rule, I think that no matter what side you are on, whether you like a lot of rules or not, I know there are some rules out there which everybody would want people to follow. Let's say, for example, that you don't like a lot of rules, but somebody comes and steals something of yours, something very precious to you. If you were me and something was stolen, which I really liked, then you would feel pretty devastated. And you would start to think to yourself, wow, that person kind of broke a rule which is kind of against the law, stealing. You know? Even if you weren't totally big on rules, I'm sure you would feel pretty upset if somebody stole something from you. Somebody went against a rule in life which is really out there and being promoted, and somebody did something which affected you. You know, there are rules all around us in this life. And, you know, it's not just limited to being respectful and not stealing. There are several rules out there in the world. And yeah, we are not always going to follow every rule perfectly. You know, every single person messes up. And when we mess up, there's always the chance that there are going to be consequences, which may be hard to deal with, but consequences can be a good thing because that'll help somebody to potentially not repeat that mistake again as much, and hopefully at all. And as for rules, I think it is better that in this life that we have rules, because even though nobody follows every rule perfectly. At least since we have rules in this life, that kind of gives us a good clue of what we should do and what we should not do. And rules can help keep things much more under control, opposed to if we had no rules. So before I wrap up this video, just let me make the main point. I believe that rules are good. Whether you like a lot of rules or not, rules are very good. They're good for you to follow, and if you are in charge of an event, then it is good for the people you're looking over. It's good for them to follow rules as well. I would very much believe that it is good to enforce rules, and just remember that rules can be a good thing. And don't ever let that slip from your mind. So with that, this is pretty much all I have to talk about for this word of advice video. I certainly hope what I've had to talk about will come in handy. Come back for another word of advice video.